Where we at today?
Caraway Creek Preserve.
Yeah, we're making a stop here at the Caraway Creek Preserve. We have a video out here already. We'll attach it to this one. But this one is now going to be special, especially to me, because I don't know if you can still see it or not, my finger. It's still a big fat pointer finger here I got from being bit by a copperhead out here. So we're filming this about 2 weeks from when I got bit, but I don't know, it might take us a little bit to get it edited and posted on our channel. But we're going to, I parked in the parking lot out here. We live close to the preserve. It's not that far away. And we wanted to come out here and check it out. They got a barn. It's been, I guess, redone. Back to its full health. So there's a nice historic barn here. There's a hand-dug well out here. On our other video, the nice check dam, very historic, is out here as well. And we're going to go and take a little walk. What's cool though, they had a controlled burn out here. And this area is recovering from that controlled burn. Back about probably 2 months ago. I would guess about 2 months ago. You can kind of tell there's some evidence of the burn. And it'll all grow back nice and healthy with some time. And it's part of fire management too. So the Saturday before Mother's Day of this year, 2026, I walked this very trail back here. And I was wanting to show Ethan these plants that come out this time of year that have like spring, early spring through the start of summer. This time of year in this area, you can find galls on plants. G-A-L-L-S, galls, right? They're wasp or insects will make this white mass on plants, and it's kind of cool to see. So there is a what's called a wool sower gall that's on a plant out here. So we're going to try to find it, and then that's where I got snaked. Cut out real quick because there were some people coming. You avoid crowds out here. That's why we like it. It's not never crowded. But that day that I came out here and got snake bit, I was the only car in the parking lot. There was actually one person here, but they had left. Their car was no longer here when the fire department and EMS was out here to get me. So I'm usually very careful and all, and you don't expect it. I've been outside for all my life, and what my mistake was is I reached down to take a ground level picture of a plant, and when I did, I reached right on top of a copperhead snake, and he bit, and it was camouflaged, and I'm very impressed on how camouflaged they are and how fast the snake bite is. And I even heard the whisper of the sound as he bit. And then, of course, when he recoiled back down, I was able to see it. He wasn't, copperheads don't get very big. They average out about 3 foot long. He was probably 1.5 to 2 foot. But he was, you know, I don't have an exact measurement, obviously. And then after that, he bit me on my right pointer finger. But the problem with that is the swelling is, well, I guess when you're bitten, no matter where, the swelling starts rapidly and you know, quickly. But it did hurt. Not the kind of pain you're going to cry, but the type of pain that makes you feel shock and feel like just making a yell, which I probably did. And then you look down and you think, did I just get stung by a bunch of bees, or was that really a snake? And things go through your mind. Did this really happen? But then it sets in. I called 911 immediately, and some blood came off my finger, so I knew I was hit pretty good, and swelling was immediate, so I knew I had a venomous bite. It was not a dry bite. And of course there was the marks of the fangs, and then the swelling. You know, your finger don't have a lot of room, right? Swelling goes up the finger pretty quick and goes into the hand and spreads all over to the hand, and then starts going up the arm as high as my tricep bicep area. By the time I was at the hospital and got antivenom, Crofab was used, and that helped. But yeah, that was an experience, guys. Pain got pretty intense by the time I was at the hospital, so I did take their offer up on some pain meds there. So 2 weeks later, I'm still recovering from that. I got full usage finally in my hands. And there's some YouTube shorts on my recovery that people just wanted to see, and plus I thought it'd be a good experience to share with everybody. I can move my fingers good now. This finger is still swollen and gets sore. You can't see, but my whole arm has recovered. Discoloring has gone away. But anyway, check this out. We hiked this trail from the parking lot, the orange trail out here, and it comes down to this area, this gravel access road, which I ended up being met by the fire department on this very access road on top of this hill, right in there somewhere, right about there. And because I was hiking off of this trail right here on my way back to try to make my way back to the parking lot with 911 on there. So there's cool plants out here. As you see, there's these are just plants. This spring is coming up. There's some nice daisies here. And lots of these white plants are out. Even more so when I was here. So I had heard that there's this wool sower gal. It's from a wasp. It's a little teeny tiny wasp that lays eggs on a white oak saplings or lower to the ground on white oaks, and it makes the white oak have a think it's injured, and it produces this white cottony substance to heal itself, and it actually protects these gall wasp eggs, and they live in that and hatch out of that. So this is the Jericho Trail. This is where I was on. I hiked this whole trail, and I was by myself that day I got bit. So this is kind of like a recapping the snake bite incident, but also with Ethan out here, we wanted to see the barn. We hadn't seen the barn until it's been restored. So this trail's nice. There's a barn over here that was in bad shape that they got money and grant money, I guess, and they went and got the roof and everything restored to kind of keep it like it was back in the early 1900s. This was all farmland. Before that, Indian land. Caraway Creek runs through the property. But we're not hiking everything here. We're just basically coming. I was all through here that day looking around for those galls, and there was no snake. I used my hiking stick pretty good. And here's the barn. There was a big vulture in here when I came through before I got bit by that copperhead. I came through this area, and as I came in, that big vulture was up there. Wheat storage. They got it labeled too, hayloft. But yeah. Kind of neat. They got the walls labeled, and this is what an old barn we looked at back when there was farm days. This was the threshing room. It's a big room, big tall ceilings. Mm-hmm. The vulture just came out of here a few minutes ago, but on the other side, so he's been hanging out way at the top. So there's a vulture, a big old black vulture living out here. But you got a hayloft, a wheat storage area. What's it say?
Oh,
silage room. So it's kind of cool that the barn is in nice condition. The doors, animal stall with trough. So everything's good and labeled. It's what it would look like. Yeah, they've done a good job with restoring it. Parts of this is probably original, and then some parts had to be redone because you can tell the bottom there is really old foundation pieces at the bottom. Animal style. But yeah, that's the inside this barn, guys. It's tall, big. So we wanted to check the barn out because that's not on any of our videos now that it's back up and open to walk through. Oh, and most people don't really care about snake bite. They could care less about you. I just posting it just basically so that people are aware and not to panic when you're bit. Stay calm and don't let it interfere with what you enjoy to do. I'm going to continue to come out, but be a little more careful and learn from my mistakes. But in general, nobody gives 2 cents about you. So very few people really do. But when you post stuff, just share your experiences because that's what we really care about is experiences. And I mean, there are some people that will care about you, but again, you can tell if a perfect stranger and they act like they don't give a damn. So, but when it happens to them, what do they want to do? Then they want your help. But anyway, like I was saying, now the finger bite has more impact on your daily life because you can't use your hands. If you were bitten on the foot or something, at least you have full hand usage and all, and you have a leg bit, you have more of an area for that venom to spread, as opposed to just that finger where it has to go up and into the hand, and yeah, it's a mess. So it does take a couple weeks to recover, and maybe a little longer, but poison control is called, and the hospital follows those protocols of poison control in case anybody's interested. They follow up with you after the fact, and you'll be in the hospital for at least about a day because they got to observe and all that. I believe I was there 9 hours or so total, because after they do the crowfab and get that in your system, then they have to monitor and they do all these measurements on the swelling area. It has to be maintained and proven that it's not continuing to spread before you can be discharged and recover at home. But to this day, I still, in over a little over 2 weeks, this finger still got weird sensations and I don't have full usage of it. And it did cost me to miss a week of work. So yes, it's got impact on you for sure. But check this out. He's standing, that's how big this barn is. Look, he's standing right there. That's pretty cool. It's bigger than it looks on camera. But yeah, don't let incidents or scary incidents keep you from doing what you enjoy, because it's not going to probably happen again. And remember, some of my mistakes were, one, my cell phone was half charged. I had planned to come out here to this very spot, spend maybe an hour and go home. I was by myself. Ethan was actually at work. I had dropped him off at work. And it was Saturday before Mother's Day, and that's the story with that. That's part of it. So we're going to continue walking. I'm going to show you exactly where it happened and show you what I was trying to take a picture of. That's what I was trying to take a picture of, but this is an example of what I was actually photographing. Not this very plant, but he just found this out here. We searched around a foot to 2 foot around this plant. Now watch this, because I didn't search around because I was going to take my last picture of this plant and go back to the parking lot, work my way back and go home. That was the plan. Half charged phone was a mistake. I had a hiking stick. I didn't use it to search that area before I took the picture low to the ground. I got too comfortable, and then that's when it happened.
It's got lots of goals.
An emergency will always happen when what? When you least suspect it. Now, he's going to, this is what Ethan just found. See the white stuff? It looks like spit.
It's like fluffy.
Now, let that plant up. Watch this, guys. I'm being very careful photographing low after what happened to me. That substance is harmless to the plant, and it goes down.
Yeah.
So what he actually found is an example of what I was actually trying to photograph. I didn't know what it was. That white foamy stuff that you often find this time of year on grasses and weeds is from a spittlebug.
Yeah, from that one too.
And you'll find them, and there's another plant that has spittlebug stuff on it too. It's right there. See that white stuff? Yes, yeah. They're spittlebugs. They're harmless to people. They actually will lay eggs on weeds, and then as they hatch, they produce this white foamy stuff that looks like spit. And it's how they stay protected until they are grown and they come out of that. So it protects them from harsh weather, and it protects them from predators. There's nymphs from spittlebugs. And spittlebugs, also called frog hoppers, because they have a ability to jump 100 up to 100 times their width of their body. My friends, is a massive oak tree, by the way.
It don't get much better than that.
There's a piece of metal behind it. I'm not going to do a lot of walking around, but I don't know what that is behind it. Kind of shaking the ground real good with my stick. I don't know what that is behind it. Some kind of metal. Dang, but like I say, it was an old farm. I don't know what that is back there. It's hard to see with the weeds and stuff. But something else, down the road in the winter, we may come back out here and explore some on the creek, because there are other dams on the creek, by the way, that aren't on the property. But there's several dams out here. We're not going to the dam today, but it's on our other video that we'll have linked. And then in a minute, it's the hand dug well that's out here. This is the hand dug well, about 53 feet deep. Now they may have bricked the top for safety, and they capped it, of course. But when you look inside here, you can't see, it's so dark. Often the hand dug wells will go down and the bases are just rocks or stones. So that's pretty cool. That's on the property as well for anybody to look at. And some nice trees. There's some shagbark hickories out here. There's cool plants different times of year to see. And then down here, we'll hit you up toward the end of this trail where my snake bite event happened. And for the few of you that care to see it, I'll show it to you, and we'll take it as an experience and learn from it and move forward. But we just have to learn how to coexist with our environment, and there's no need to say, I'm never going to go out in the woods again. You can't let things stop you. Sometimes things are just going to happen. You can't control it. And it's like the same thing. You out in public with people and you'll pass them on the trail, and oftentimes, hey, how you doing? And they're stuck up and don't say anything back. Don't be that person, but you understand that when something happens to you, you're all of a sudden going to be the most unstuck person there is, and you're going to want help. And it could be the very person that you were attitude-wise to for no reason, as you pass them on the trail, could be your safety net later. So keep that in mind. This here is cut out a little small overlook. This camera's not going to pick it up. It's on our other video too, but below us, way down at the bottom there, is Caraway Creek flowing. So it's a view of Caraway Creek through the property, but they have done some labeling on trees.
Yes, that is cool.
Shagbark hickory. So from time to time, if you're paying attention, you get to see what you're looking at. I can't remember if it was labeled on our old video that was we came here or not, but we were talking about that was a shagbark hickory in our previous video, and they have it labeled now. All right, guys. We're almost to the point where I was turning around 2 weeks ago, roughly, or 2 weeks from the time we're shooting this video anyway. Sometimes we're a little behind on posting our videos, but we do what we can. We actually have work, school, and lives outside of this. That's the historic dam. That's the white trail, the burl trail. As you can see, that's indicating that, right? So I went to the top of this, and that's where the event happened. I'll catch you when I get there, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Here we are. I've kept on this trail, and this is where they intersect. Right here. The burl trail But we were on the wing down, and you can see I took a picture of right here. The signs aren't updated yet, but right here's this sign where everything comes together. And all through here, that's what I was looking at. So this is the area. There's the gall. Right here's the gall. It's turning colors already. So as you can see, the gall is right there on this plant. And it's a white oak sapling, and that's what I was hunting, was this here. And that's a beautiful picture of this gall. It was bright, it was white earlier, and as it gets closer and closer to summer, they brown up. So you can't even hardly see it looking like this. But that's what I was looking for. Wool sour gall, wasp larva from the gal wasp. Harmless, doesn't hurt the tree or anything. That's pretty cool. But when I was here, not far from this, I'm looking for it. Yeah. Spit substance. Don't quite see it honestly, but there's the gall. And I was a bit over here back behind that gall. I don't know, I'm not finding the other plant substance. Weird. But I was bit back in here. I'm not seeing it on that one. It could be underneath this though. The snake was sitting back up in there. Of course, he's not going to be here today. I don't know, it's back in here. The larva is gone. There we go. There's some of it. Right there, that white substance. And it's back there. This stuff's grown over the last couple of weeks. But I was bit back up in there. But that is the spit substance. Bad angle with that sun, but let me see if I can get it on there. These screens keep timing out. Let me see, because I can't see good what y'all are looking at. But anyway, yeah, hope that shows up. Wow. So these weeds have grown a lot since I've been here. Anyway, what you think of that gall?
Pretty cool.
Have you ever seen that before?
Never seen a ball like that, no.
They're usually bright white.
Never seen it. That's right.
So as you can see, we're on the trail, and it's literally just a few feet off the trails where I got bit in this area. That's cool. If we get some good stuff. But that's the main part of the video today, is we just recapping that crazy copperhead encounter out here. So try to have a full charge phone, even if it's a short trip. Have a stick looking in the area radius before you reach low, and it probably won't happen again to me. And then it's like I say, to heal up, it takes some time. Poison control says it can take up to 30 days to finally get back to total normal with no sensations or anything from the viper bites. And CrowFab works on all of our North Carolina vipers. If you're bitten by cottonmouth, rattlers, or the copperhead, it works on all of those. There's 6 poison snakes in North Carolina, and out of those, 5 of them are vipers, pit vipers, and they have heat sinkers between their jaws or nostril eyes area, so they can see heat, and they know that I was bigger than their prey. So that's why it was a defensive bite. I was just on top of it, didn't know it, and the defensive bite puts a little less venom out than it does as far as a bite to secure prey. And they're spot on, dead on accurate with their bites, fast, and their camouflage is awesome. You rarely there are other deaths. The first thing you want to do is get jewelry off your hand or wherever your bite area is. Get bracelets, jewelry, rings off. And then you're going to have to get medical care to get the antivenom in a lot of cases. The eastern snake, there's a coral snake in the eastern part of North Carolina that has a different kind of venom, and that will attack the nervous system, and that requires a different antivenom. But it's rare to get bit by that. Most common bites are copperheads and on the feet. Why? We too stupid to wear shoes, people. That's why. Most of us people in their yards and flip-flops are barefooted, and they accidentally come across a copperhead and don't know it, or doing yard work or whatever, and you're hit. And camping, if you reach down, collecting firewood and stuff, or yard work again, hands, fingers, feet, ankles, legs are the most common bites by copperheads. But anyway, that's that. Let us know what you think about these galls we found, and have y'all seen any of that spit substance? And now you know what it is, spittlebug. And the wool sour gall. That's pretty cool find. I've seen them growing up as a kid. I didn't know what they were, but now this time of year they're going to start turning brown. So early spring, get out, explore. Let us know if y'all what you think about out here, and if y'all being bit, anybody being bit that we know, give us a hit in the comments. And any more of these galls that people find, let us know what you found and what it was. All right, we'll catch you on the next video, folks. Smash that subscribe button for more cool stuff, and then in the future, I don't know what we're going to be doing, but it's no telling what we're getting into. We're going to do some fishing too. All right, peace out. We parked here. That is the only parking lot off of Jericho Road. Parked here and basically walked this orange trail. This is the gravel access road that runs the property in there, right? But orange trail, and then the newer trails, the purple trail and the blue trail, aren't on the map yet. They're not updated yet. But basically, just to give you an idea, parked here, did the orange trail, wrapped up in the woods through here. This trail's not on the map, and then ended up, well, it's in green. So right here, yeah, it's marked in green. It's just not updated as far as label. So orange trail to the green, and that's the lookout point of the creek. Then we went back this way, and then right here, and right where they connect, folks, that's where I was bit in this area by that copperhead. And then when you look, the parking lot's over here. So I was here when I got bit. Not the worst location, but I should have took this trail, blue trail, if I was thinking more clearly, and went straight in to this connector to the fire department and EMS. They had started walking down here. And instead, I walked here, went up, and down, back. Because, you know, your mind don't think clearly when you're bitten and shock and all that, and pain. But anyway, like I say, I'm going to be fine. The main thing I care about is just relating the experience to others so that we can all learn and not let that be a blocker to loving what we do and getting out in nature and exploring and finding new discoveries. So that's the main thing. Stay calm, seek help when you need it, and just have positive thoughts and work your way back to safety, and use gut instinct is a big one. All right, now we'll catch you on the next one. He did fly the drone some. We got a good look of Mount Shepherd, which is the highest point in Randolph County. It's Mount Shepherd. It's in the distance, and we know it's that because there's some radio antennas on it. And then Caraway Mountains in the distance. But right when we was going to leave, we got some good daisy looking plants. But now check this out. We found more snake spit, or what we call snake spit. It's the spittlebug larva. Good batch of it is right here. And there's the trail's right there, guys. He's over there with the drone. It's the same area, except this side of the trail. I'm being extra careful, guys, because I'm going to be, because I've learned my lesson there. As you can see, some of that stuff is there. Look at that. Can you see that spit stuff? And there's larvae living under that. This plant also. There you go. I'm being extra careful because I don't want to deal with that ordeal again. See the spit stuff? And all over this one. Check that out.
Yeah, that's a lot.
There's a lot of that stuff.
All these plants had.
Dude, we are finding a lot of spittlebug stuff.
Yeah, lots of. Look at all that one. These there.
That's what we're talking about. It's loaded with stuff out here.
Bugs been working hard.
Look at that one.
I know, they've been working hard.